Hooray, Cora! Jaslyn was able to graduate from med school on her first attempt at the exam, and with a score higher than anybody else in her class. I can't believe my wonderful little girl was able to do that.
Really? That's great to hear. Then that means tonight we'll go with the plan we had and celebrate her accomplishment.
That's right. We need to celebrate her with all the energy we have. I've already made sure to reserve a table at a really high-class restaurant. Sorry to have to ask you this, but do you mind giving that restaurant a call for me in order to change the number of people on the reservation? Tell them that instead of 4 people, there will only be 3 coming.
What? Is Dad not going to be able to make it to dinner tonight or something? Did he have to go in and perform an emergency surgery or something? Really is a tough job being the head surgeon for that hospital.
That's not at all what's happened, you idiot. I've already spoken with your dad to take today off from work. And that means your dad will be there to celebrate Jaslyn's accomplishment tonight.
Then who's going to be absent tonight from dinner?
You, of course. Cora, you don't have to come out with us to celebrate after all tonight.
What? Why can't I come? I want to come out with you all as well to celebrate her graduating from college.
If you're there for the dinner, then the whole celebration will be a complete waste for her. Because you are a complete failure that was never able to make it into any college.
What?
Now, you should be completely aware of just how useless of a woman you really are to us. In this family, both your grandmother and grandfather, as well as your dad, have all become doctors. Yet, then we have you, who decided to fail at entering any kind of college. Thankfully, your little sister was able to do as we had hoped and passed her exam on her first try. Don't you feel like total garbage now being her older sister?
Well, of course I'm a bit sad having to remember what happened back then. But it's not something that really bothered me since then. Sure, I didn't get into any college you guys wanted me to go to, but at the moment I'm going to nursing school, right? I don't have to necessarily become a doctor in order to work in the world of medicine, right?
Quit talking like a complete fool over there. You know that the only thing that matters in the world of medicine is becoming a doctor. All you nurses are the complete failures that were never able to make it to becoming a doctor. When comparing yourself to the rest of this family, you are nothing more than a lowlife.
What?
Yet we still did not want you to be completely without a job, and that's why we allowed you to go to nursing school. However, now your little sister has made our dreams come true by passing that exam first try. All we need is her in our lives now. We have no use for you now, so you can gather all your things and leave this house at once.
You want me to leave the house? You're kicking me out of the house?
That's right. We don't need a failure like you in this family. And of course, once you're out of here, we won't be paying for you to attend that school anymore.
Excuse me? That would mean my only choice would be to drop out of school, right?
And when that happens, you'll only be seen as a failure high school dropout, right? It's unbelievable that from a family of doctors, a high school graduate had to come out of it. I feel sorry for all of your ancestors now.
I get that both you and Dad see me as an embarrassment. And I am very sorry for not living up to both of your expectations. But can't you both at least wait until after I've graduated from nursing school before kicking me out? I promise that once I become an RN, I will leave the house and never come back.
We're not waiting on that to happen. We can't stand having a low-lifer like you living inside the house any longer with the rest of us. That's why while your dad and I are out with Jaslyn today, you clean up all your things and get out. Which means you'd better not still be home by the time we're back.
No way.
An uneducated daughter like you will never be coming back to this family ever again. And that's because you are no longer our daughter anymore. Excuse me, Cora. Why are you here right now? Nobody ever invited you to be at this wedding today. Where the hell did you even get into this venue from?
What? Is that you, Mom? It's been a very long time since I last heard from you. And what the hell is this about?
You are not going to play stupid with me. I will not have you coming into your own sister's wedding like this when you weren't even invited here to be a guest for anyone in the first place.
What? Today's wedding is for Jaslyn as well?
You're making it look like you're some kind of guest here today, sitting out in that chair of yours. But a failure like you was never invited to this wedding, so stop trying to even act like you're meant to be here today. Hurry up and get the hell out of here.
You have it all wrong, Mom. A lot has happened these past 10 years, all right? And I really had no idea today was Jaslyn's wedding, of all things.
What has happened the past 10 years that would allow you to be sitting here today? Are you going to tell me you've been invited here today by Jaslyn herself? Our pride and joy would never, ever invite a failure of a sister like you to her wedding. Absolutely not. Now stop trying to make me laugh.
So even though it's been a decade now, you're still only going to call me a failure, huh?
But as always, there certainly is a chance you've gotten somewhere in life. So let me go and have a chat with Jaslyn herself about you. And until I'm finished talking with her, don't you move an inch from that chair. I will not have a failure like you walking around with all the guests at my daughter's wedding today. I had a chat with Jaslyn about you. And like I was saying before, she did not invite you to her wedding today. So where the hell did you trespass into this wedding from today? I guess having to live as a homeless woman for the past decade has really made you desperate.
Excuse me? Whoever said I was living as a homeless person this whole time?
Well, you can't be anyone else considering you are an uneducated failure that was kicked out of their own family's house. I know for a fact that you haven't been able to find a decent job anywhere and can't afford the rent in this town. And of course, you heard about the wedding happening today from somewhere, didn't you? I'm sure you're here now to beg for us to let you back into the family, right?
You're wrong, Mom. I really had no clue at all that today's bride would turn out to be Jaslyn, of all people.
Really? So you came all the way to this wedding without even knowing who the bride would be? No way that could have been the case. In other words, you are so poor right now that you had to make a last-ditch effort by barging into this family's wedding.
What?
Considering you probably don't have a meaningful job anywhere, every day you're having to go without food, right? That's why you went and forced someone to let you into this wedding today, in hopes of getting yourself some free food. All weddings have some of the most delicious food you can eat, right? I can't believe I'm having to deal with this today. All of you failures really do live in complete and utter poverty, don't you?
I would never force my way into this wedding for food. So would you please stop calling me a poor person like that?
Now you're starting to freak out because I'm speaking truth, right?
Huh?
I'm sure you were shocked to see just how fancy today's food is going to be, right? After all, today is the big day for our little doctor daughter and her fiancé. She had to get all of the best scores in school and graduated in one go from that school. And when it comes to her now husband, I believe, he's an exceptional doctor as well. He is so well off, like our Jaslyn, that your dad and I have no complaints to say about him. And that means we had to have a wedding like no other for them today.
I can see that. This wedding is looking very fancy. The moment I came into the venue today, I could just tell by all the decorations that this was going to be an expensive one. And while everyone's been waiting around, I've seen the staff going around with champagne for the guest.
And the menu for today's course is also very lavish. Things like caviar and lobster, as well as foie gras. We had to make sure that everyone here today got to eat well as a celebration for our pride and joy.
And that is also very amazing.
However, when it comes to you, you're not supposed to be here today. Cora, you aren't eating anything from here today, so get your ass out of here. A failure like you needs to behave like the impoverished you are and go find some leftovers in the trash by wherever your cardboard house is. If you don't leave right now, I'll have you labeled as a trespasser, and we don't want that now, do we? So get out of this venue right now.
I told you that I'm not trespassing by being at this wedding today, all right? Now, would you give me a chance to tell my side of the story?
You really are an annoyingly rude bitch, aren't you? Nobody ever invited the poor to be here. And that means there is no seat here for a failure like you.
I was invited by the groom to be here today.
What?
Which means I have a seat here today and am allowed to feast on this fine food that's being prepared. So even if I'm a failure and never become a doctor like you wanted, I'm still allowed to be here at this wedding today.
What do you mean? Why would the groom invite you to his wedding today? Don't tell me that he had to invite you to be here out of pity for you. There's no way a man of his nature would do such a thing. And as far as I'm aware, you haven't gone to talk with the groom yet.
Are you sure?
I am very sure. And we haven't told him about you either, since all you are to this family of doctors is a disgrace. So there is no way a man like him went and invited you to be here today. That's because he doesn't know anything about you and only thinks that we have one daughter, Jaslyn.
So you guys have been completely hiding my existence from him? All I did was not make it into college like you wanted, yet you all treat me like the devil. You damn assholes.
Shut your mouth right now. Now you explain to me right now what the hell you meant by him inviting you to be here. Why the hell would he invite you of all people?
Because I happen to be his boss.
What? Did you just say you're his boss? A failure like you is his boss?
As a matter of fact, yes. Even though I was a failure to you all and had to be kicked out of the house because of it. Yet right now I'm running a clinic of my own and happen to have employed Jaslyn's husband. I am the one who owns the clinic, and I've been doing my best to make it a success for all that need help.
Huh? There is no way you're the owner of that clinic. Having to run and operate a clinic or hospital from the very top is a tough job, and you have to be able to think critically. That is not the kind of career a failure can obtain.
Well, I've gone and obtained such a career because I happen to marry a hospital owner like my husband.
Huh? You're married right now? And married to the owner of a hospital?
That's right. I had a really good run-in with him the first time, and we've been married for 3 years now. And it just so happened that the man I married owned and ran a hospital. And as his wife, I've helped him expand it by running a clinic based from said hospital.
Why would someone like him marry you? He should never have gone out with an uneducated failure like you.
After being kicked out of the house, I had no choice but to drop out of nursing school. And from there, every day was like hell for me, living in complete shock. But at one point in time, I remembered something. I had finally become free to live as a person I wanted to be, and that led me down a new path. So with all the tools at my disposal, which wasn't a lot, I was able to start going to classes during the evening that were a lot cheaper for me.
You went to school during the evening?
Up until now, all I could do was what you and Dad told me to do without any choice at all in the matter. Even if I didn't want to become a doctor, you both forced me down that path and wouldn't even give me a centimeter of leeway. But once you guys kicked me out of the house, I finally got a taste of what freedom was like. So after having found a job of my own and having decided what my schedule would be, the days off that I had were used for school. And that is where I first met my husband at.
Are you serious?
He was going to the same school as me during the day and was aiming to become a doctor at the time. And unlike you all, instead of laughing at a failure like myself, he would make time to study with me after he finished his lessons and after I finished work. He told me that even if I didn't want to become a doctor, I already went through a lot of training to become a nurse, and there were plenty of jobs in the world that could use what I learned. And from there, he was supporting me wherever I chose to go.
And that then led to you both getting married? Even though you never said anything to either of your parents about it?
What's the point of telling two people that kicked me out of their lives? You were the one that literally told me you only had one daughter, and that was Jaslyn, right?
I know what I said then.
I never thought that I'd be having to meet you all again at this here wedding today. I heard the bride's first name when I was invited, but just thought that she was another woman named Jaslyn. And the groom told me that unlike the Jaslyn I know, he would be marrying a Jaslyn that is an only child. But now I found out that you guys were just hiding my existence from him this whole time, right?
No way. This cannot be happening. A failure like you. You're the groom's boss of all people.
And I came here today to enjoy his wedding as his boss. I promise not to say anything to you all, so don't worry about me hanging around. Now, that's all I have left to say.
I never thought I'd be meeting you again at my very own wedding of all places. I was very shocked by that one.
Your wedding today was really nice, Jaslyn. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much, Cora. But here's the thing. If you're really that happy about the wedding today, don't you think the amount you've given isn't enough?
Excuse me?
Mom and Dad gave me a ton of money as a gift for today. They also paid for half of this insanely pricey wedding for me. Yet all we got from you today was around $50. For this being the wedding of your little sister, shouldn't there be an extra zero on this check?
I was thrown out and am no longer a part of your family anymore. I only came to that wedding as your husband's boss, and so I gave what I thought would be an appropriate amount.
Stop going on and on about that and give me some more money. As the owner of his clinic, you should have a ton of money right now, correct?
You say that, but as a doctor, you should be well off, right? Especially after having worked for 10 years now. So you shouldn't be as worried about a little bit of money like you're sounding now.
I'm not in any need of money right now, but I want a lot more. I have started thinking about making a hospital of my own in the near future, actually.
Oh, that's a really great goal to have.
We are all a family of doctors, yet they all work for the hospital and don't actually run anything, right? Since I know I can do it, I'd like to have a hospital of my own. But when it comes down to opening up a massive hospital, that takes quite a lot of money, and that's what I want right now. Hearing now that you run a clinic of your own is some great news to my ears. So start giving your cute little sister a lot of money, please.
No, thank you. You aren't my family anymore, Jaslyn. So no matter how much you expect from me, you're not getting another cent.
Oh, so that's what you have to say to me. Then I guess I'll have my husband leave your clinic now.
What?
As of right now, all of the hospitals and clinics within this region are in need of doctors, right? So, if you were to lose a doctor like him right now, you'd be in a pretty tough situation, right? If you don't start giving me a lot of money right now, I'm going to have my husband leave his job there.
So that's your way of threatening me now.
Actually, if you'd like to, instead of giving me more money, how about you just give my husband the raise of a lifetime? Either way, you start sending money my way right now. If you don't, I'll really have my husband quit, and your little clinic will be in trouble.
Then please, get him to quit right now. It would make me feel a lot better about my operation here.
What? You don't want him to quit? Even though you will be the one in trouble for losing a precious doctor like him?
If you didn't know this already, your husband is rather a mouthy doctor here. And from what all of my patients have told me about him, he's not a great man to work with and be cared for by at all.
What?
So if you could have him quit right now, that would be a massive help to me. I understand that a lot of hospitals are having issues with not having enough doctors, but that's not the case here. And considering that my clinic receives doctors from my husband's hospital all the time, I'm not in any need of him.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, right now I'm already planning on getting someone new here to work for us really soon. So if you can get your husband out of here, that would be the best. Thank you so much, Jaslyn.
What?
Now, could you get to work on doing that for me? I'll be waiting on his letter of resignation to come to my office.
Hey, Cora. Let's go out for a coffee sometime soon. Or how about we go to the spa for a day or two?
What the hell is this? I'm nothing to you now, yet you're inviting me out like that?
Don't be so cold right now, please. Even if ties were cut for a bit, you and I are still related to one another by blood, right? And I was thinking, since it's been such a long time now, you and I could get together as mother and daughter and spend some time.
I'm not listening to your BS, Mom. I know that your pride and joy is in trouble right now, and that's why you want to come back to me. Has her husband still not found that new job she was so confident in after she made him quit?
Why do you know about that?
Because, like I told you before, I was his boss. A little while ago, she came into my office with his letter of resignation and handed it to me. She came up to my desk and told me she would not allow her husband to work for such a disgusting and toxic woman before slamming it down on my paperwork. I made sure to get him out of the clinic that day, but man, have the rumors been crazy about him. Him and Jaslyn are both so self-centered that nobody is willing to hire him.
That's all the truth. We thought that him being a doctor would mean he could find another job right away. But they always complain when the salary he is offered isn't enough. They also said that any hospital or clinic in the countryside is a no, and any hospital or clinic in an area of crime is a no. I never thought that those two would be so self-centered about everything.
He did manage to marry someone like Jaslyn, so it makes sense he's just as bad as her. I heard that his family is the same as yours, being all doctors and having been raised only to become one. Because of that, his selfish parents turned him into the same self-centered prick Jaslyn is, and that's why he won't work anywhere but the perfect place for himself. To be straight up, he may be a doctor, but he's one hell of a bad one.
And from what Jaslyn told me, she's not taking care of him anymore. And because of that, they have been both asking for money from us to support them while he's out of a job. They're both causing us some serious headaches right now, actually. But unlike her, we can see just how amazing you've turned out.
What?
You've really made a wonderful name for yourself. Cora, you really are my pride and joy. So from here on out, let's become close to one another again. I'll apologize to you for everything that happened before today, and kicking you out of the house was because we wanted to send our cute little girl on an adventure. Really, having to be so far away from you all this time has been tough on your dad and I.
Then you'd better get used to me staying on this adventure for the rest of your life. I'm not going back to any of you guys, so you can stop talking to me now.
What?
I promise to continue doing my best with the support of my husband, okay? I won't ever rely on either of you like I had to in the past as a kid, and will even make sure to live my life never even thinking of you guys as my parents.
Wait. What are you saying right now? I'm asking that we become close to one another again, aren't I?
I'm aware of that. And I completely understand where you're coming from. You sent your cute little girl on an adventure, right? And I'm reciprocating that feeling back to you by saying that I'll continue to go on this adventure for you.
What?
And that's because I'm a failure, right? So I have to continue doing my best to make everything up to you and Dad. And as a part of that, I need to continue said adventure for the rest of my life. I promise not only to do my best to never be a failure again for you guys, but to also do as you said to me and never come back.
Wait a second. That's not what I meant when I said that. Anyway, I'd like to take a day to meet with you again. Sorry for having been so cold to you before. I promise to apologize for everything. So please come back to us and be our family again.
I'm sorry. I have a meeting today and tomorrow that will take up a lot of my time. Goodbye forever now. I promise to continue doing my best for you all, and I hope you guys continue doing well yourselves. Right after I had had my last word, I went and deleted my parents' contact info as well as my sister's. Having realized that not too long after, they both came storming into my clinic together. However, I had already called the police to come out, and when they came into the clinic, the police told them to both put their arms behind their backs and walk them out in cuffs. I was told by the officer that I could take them both to court for not only trespassing into my clinic after hours, but also attempting to harm me, as my dad was carrying a scalpel as he came in. So I did just that, and not as a way of getting any money out of them, but rather to scare them both into never messing with me again. And after my lawyer had a talk with both of them about the event, they never ever came near me again. Now, when it comes to Jaslyn and her husband, it seems that the husband has still not found a place to start working yet. Right now, he's living like a parasite to her, relying on her income for everything from housing to paying for his food. Because of that, Jaslyn has lost all of the money she had saved up for a hospital of her own, as well as all of her savings in general.